Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensei Al Bob. I am Sensei Al Bob. Good to see you. What's shaking? Bacon? I am gotten into my other laptop that had to be fixed, and once it got fixed, it went sideways. So it put me in my Alibaba channel. So I am gonna try and go live on my Alibaba channel. See how that works. So I'll be dueling channels here. If it works. Yep, there we seem to go. Welcome to your YouTube live channel. Later. Stream. Go to open. Go with that. Live. Use your camera. Okay. Allow. Okay, I can do that. See, I have no idea what I'm doing here. No idea. No. Anybody there? 0 people. No, it's not made for kids. Okay, next. Live chat. Yep. Anyone? Yep. I'm going to let it. So Alibaba is for anybody. Okay. Public. Yep. Go live. There I am. Yes. That looks like a good little thing. Going live. So coming from 2 different angles. Good morning, good evening, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Al Bob. And I'm here to say, what's happening, gang? How you feel? What's going on in your worldview? Mine, it's interesting. I'm having lunch. It's like lunchtime with Al. What time is it really? It's about 2:30. So this show will be about an hour long. Let's see if these guys say what time it is. That's right. Okay. So, how you doing? Anybody want to say anything? So this morning's live chat I did from a restaurant that had, I took me some time figuring out their Wi-Fi. I did that. I wired in, and now I got my other laptop and it's working. So, that's how I go. I just kind of, as the kids say, just push the buttons, man. So I'm doing that, and just seeing how you're doing and what I can do for you. What story do you want to hear? The last story I'm going to continue with is called The Boys from Brazil. And when I continue with that, No. About 2 or 3 stories ago, I told you how it was my abandoned building. Morning Drive, watching TV in my rich man's leather couch, and my bat phone rang. Answered it. And it was a lawyer from Brazil. And he coerced me into coming and building him a nightclub in a place called Buzio, Brazil. Well, again, I told you the whole story how I got there. In my novel, Legend, that story is in there in more detail, and explained the trip to Brazil, getting picked up at the airport by the lawyer, coming in and meeting the madame, who is basically Jabba the Hutt of Buzios, and the emperor was the Nazis. You know, that movie Boys from Brazil, that's it. You know, that movie Brazil, this place is it, you know, because the hospital there was a Nazi-run place where you went and you got your whole everything changed. And they did it not just with plastic surgery, which is pretty easy to. They changed you genetically, and you would morph into something else. If you ever watched this show by Abrams, J.J. Abrams, called Fringe, it was a story about fringe science, and the fringe is right on this level between these two universes, parallel universes, and this hero, the scientist Harold, learns all this stuff and learns how to travel to the other side, and his partner, who is Spock, sees him doing it and perfects the system and goes there and steals technology and brings it back. I'm super duper rich, right? And he stays on the other side. And so that's the basic story, which is the basic reality of what's going on. So we live in a fringe world. That's why we're so right on this razor's edge. And everything that's going on is being orchestrated so we will be pushed into this place where these two sides will have to come together and find a balance, a homeostasis, because without it, everything's going out of whack. And Whitley Strieber wrote a very excellent book. My 2 favorite books of Whitley Strieber. His first one that got him notoriety was Communion, but my 2 favorites are 2012 and Gray. And so you should go read those 2 books. 2012 is, the book starts, these people watching TV, and the newsman goes, "Here we are, we're on the countdown to 2012. And when we get to the New Year's, it'll be a new year or we'll all be dead." That was, 2012, end of September, the Mayan calendar, blah, blah, blah. Did you make that sound?
The table did it.
Oh. that's like saying the devil did it. I love, nuclear war. I didn't push that button. The devil did it. Right. Good. As long as you can laugh at things. That's all you got. Ooh, that sandwich looks nice. Was that on special?
So she said if you get the sandwich and chips and a drink, it takes $1 off.
Well, that's like nothing. Yeah, this place. Oh, that sandwich that you get somewhere else for $7. It's $18 here, but you'll get $1 off of your chips. Yeah. That's why I just have a bowl of soup. Oh, they have all their soups are good. I mean, it's worth whatever you pay over there. It's definitely. So that's me. I buy a jug of this and the soup. That's nice. And no crack. Stay away from me. Anyway, so how we doing? Anybody there? Nobody there yet. So I'm in Brazil. I meet the madam, and she's just like Jabba the Hutt, 18,000 pounds. You can't even tell what gender or what species she is. It's just like it. They had the same, it's just right out of the movie, Return of the Jedi. And I was not quite the Jedi. I was, somewhere between CPO and the Jedi. I was more like, I've always been more like Yoda, but not that short. And I speak in whole sentences too. I don't really, Yoda speaks in what's the poetry the Japanese do in those little. That's how Yoda speaks. Whatever that poetry is. Anyway, any comments from you? Hey, come on. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Alba. And what's going on? So on one channel, on my Dreamy Dreamland channel, there is 11 minutes, nobody's here. And on my Alibaba channel, it's 8 minutes and nobody's here. Right? So this is, I like this 2-camera shot there. This one gets I like it. So, that lady is your average American. I mean, I was twice that. That's when I died. And now I am about a quarter of what I was. I'm now down to 204 pounds. When I was 460 pounds. That's when I died. In a plate of really good spaghetti. So, what can I say? But I hope you're doing well. Anybody here yet?
Tanya, computer room, please. Tanya, computer room.
I'm going to get another soup. I'll be right back. Oh, somebody shows up. Here we are. Crab, potato, noodle soup. Good stuff. Well, so there I was in Brazil, and Jabba the Hutt was the girl of running Busio. And they had the chief of police and the doctor lawyer who is the administrator, the fixer. He's the guy who got me. He's the guy who picked me up here. They took me down to this family in the fishing village. The oldest daughter actually went to college, and she ran the big fancy hotel. She was the administrator of that. And she was the girl who come to work for the doctor lawyer, who is the people's representative. One of the people, but they're basically slaves. They had worked there, whether it was in a hotel or a fisherman, whatever. No one could have their own business. Or even the people who were making Provelis, little pocket sandwiches, fried, yummy, 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 to the Europeans. So they had this big, long, beautiful beach about 6 miles. And depending on which way the wind blew, sometimes the ship, because the ship of, I'm talking about feces, from Rio would be pumped out into the ocean. And if the wind was blowing their way, you'd wake up in the morning and the whole beautiful beach was covered in pieces. And other people, cleanup people, would rake it off. They didn't have no machines. They just had came in, 100 people would be out there raking it away. And hosing the sand down with like perfume, and then raking that. It's very bizarre. They have people bringing you sandwiches, cocktails, and renting, giving you a nice chaise lounge to sit on the beach, and umbrella. After I had people fanning people, but even though the ship on the beach, even if you perfume it down, the flies are still there. It was everything was image but no substance. And the substance underneath were Nazis. Because that big hospital on the hill in the university was all Nazis with Nazi technology. They changed people. Just like in the TV show Fringe, where they would change you genetically and you would mutate into whatever image, and they'd shoot you up with jungle juice. It's very similar to the scene from Captain America, where the little weakling goes into the chamber, he gets shot with a zillion different needles, then hit with a super duper zip of some kind of secret energy. Bingo, he comes up Captain America. And the Red Skull, Hail Hydra, basically didn't want to do his homework. Did it before everything was proved. And turned out to be the Red Skull. Really, what the interesting thing about Captain America was the process was the same. What the process did was it took the spirit of the person, brought it out through the skin. So the Red Skull, that was who that person was on the inside. Captain America, that was what he was on the inside. The bomb, crab, potato, cream, broccoli, cheddar, chicken noodle, vegetable. Ooh, that's good. Anyway, that's where I was. And I was brought to this fishing family. The doctor was having the family get out of the house, and they were going to live on this little, fishing cabin on the water, right? And they were a big family: mom and dad, grandma, and 8 kids. And they were being forced out of their house and going to all be in that little thing. And I was supposed to get this big house that they lived in. And when they were coming out, everyone was crying, and the mother, and the lawyers there, and the chief police there. And I kind of watched what's going on. And at this time, I don't speak Portuguese yet. And I go, whoa. And, the sheriff and the chief police and the lawyer, doctor, administrator were talking over there. And I walk over. and go like this to the people. What are you doing? And the oldest girl, who was the manager of the hotel, who went to college, speaks English, French, German, you name it. She goes, "What do you mean? We're vacating so you can move in here." I said, "No. And I said, "I'm not getting you people to move out of your house. No way is that. I'm going to do that. No, you move back in." She turns around and tells, the family, "Oh, blah, blah, blah." And mom comes over and hugs me, and grandma's hugging me. And then she goes, "So the young girl who managed the hotel tells me, so where are you going?" I said, "In that place you're going to go. Show me it." It was very nice. It was a room 30 by 30, had a big deck out onto the water. The whole house was out on the water. The boats were at docks. And I said, "I'll live here." Very nice. It had a kitchen, had a bathroom, had water, had electricity. I said, "That's, where I'm going to be." And so she's really, really? Because even though she was like the, doctor, administrators, she was the people's version of him. And they knew they needed a voice for the people. And she was it. She was a manager of the hotel. And she did her best for everybody. But she was still representing those guys, the Nazis. And that's why I said that, because I hate rich people. You're not a rich person. I said, "No, I'm not a rich person." She goes, "But, we've heard all this about you. I said, "That's not me. Whatever you heard, you're going to get to know me, and I'm not what you heard." And she goes, "I am so happy." And she goes, "I don't know if they're going to let you be you." I said, "Well, then I'll go home and I won't do what they want me to do. I have the power. They want me to build them a nightclub. They want me to build them. They want me to. I haven't seen it, but they explained that there's a big long beach on the other side of the peninsula, and they haven't used yet. And they want to expand into that." She goes, "Yes." And I said, "I'm the vision guy. I'm the guy who make it happen." And they want that. If they don't do it the way I want it done, and the way I'm going to do it, the only way this is going to work is if we change. Because I'd already been there and twigged what was going on, right? I'd only been there like 6 hours, and I already figured out what was going on. So, after I met the madam, and there was, the lawyer, doctor, and the chief of police, the chief of police kept trying to give me a gun. Big men are good. So when I came back from the thing, the lawyer guy was talking to the mother, and the mother said, "No, I didn't speak Portuguese yet." Anyway, so I go over to him and said, "No, I'm not moving these people out. You want me to do this? The only way I can do this is with these people, not just Justice Family, but this socioeconomic group has to buy into the idea of what we're doing." And the lawyer kind of goes, "See what you're talking about. I understand. Okay. Well, it's not how we do things here, and that's why we have the chief of police. He just kills people, and then they do what we tell them." And, the chief hasn't really got out the gun to shoot people, but he's like waiting for this. And so I said, "Listen, chief, you want to be more powerful? You want to make more money? You want to continue with your job and not end up as, fertilizer?" I said, "The chief of police before him, where is he? Because I shot him in the woods, in the head. And the chief of police before that, well, that chief of police shot that chief of police in the head." And I said, "Well, do you want to end up like those guys?" And he goes, I said, "Listen, you and I are going to be best friends. And I'm going to move you into a higher position where you're not going to get shot in the head. And I'm only here 8 hours now." And I said, "You're going to have to step back, relax, and not react. You're going to have to come and talk to me every time you want to shoot somebody in the head." He goes, "I don't know if I can do that." I said, "I'm going to help you do that." Right? So that's what I did, And so then they go, and I said, "Okay, listen, chief, I know, so the police department that I saw there, that's your office?" He goes, "Yes. And also, this place called the Shamey Shoe. It's a nightclub. I control part of that. Because I have my fun house there. I said, okay. So you're either at the, he said, no, I'm at the Shamey Shoe. I said, okay. I'll look for you tomorrow. Let's say around 3 o'clock, because I'm going to have lunch with the lawyer guy. Right? I heard he has a hotel and he has a nice restaurant. I'm going to go over there and take part of his, hospitality. And the chief goes, oh, yes, yes. And he tells me all the things I should eat, right? This guy is big. So he slapped me on the back and goes, you don't want a gun? I said, I don't need a gun. I have you. You're my gun. And he laughs. And he goes, I see you tomorrow. And so I tell the, wire guy, I said, why don't you come pick me up in the morning and take me over to where you want me to, show me the 411 of everything you want me to do. And he goes, okay. So I said, that 10 o'clock a.m. I said, perfect time. So go away. And I come back. And so all these people have moved all their stuff back in the house. And they're just coming back from the fishing house. And I go back to the fishing house. There was nothing. It was kind of cleaned. It wasn't funky. It was because they were about to move into it. So they had probably cleaned it down really good. And a lady who was the manager of the hotel, and she was about 26. And I was about 38. And so, she, we go with the thing, and they had got a table in there, nice table, chairs, on a couple other, like a hutch and a armoire, unbelievably beautiful, almost brand new four-poster king-size bed, unbelievable, mattresses and cushions and linen and pillows and everything has been totally macked, with insect screen, and all the windows, all the doors, everything's got screens over everything, and they have over in the corner one of those electric zapper things, with the light, and there was a box with wires, right? That went to a light, went to a fan, but one of the boys was somewhat smart, and he had a big extension cord that went to another big extension all the way around, right? And there were fans plugged into it, floor lamps, and it was quite nice. So, basically, there was a switch by the door, and there was one by the bed, and the guy had it was a three-way switch. You could turn that circuit of everything on with, you get to the door, boom, all the lights and fans would go on. By the bed, you turned that, boom, everything was over. And they did that like within a space of 2 hours. And I said, this is really nice. I like this. And so me and Selville, that was her name, Selville, the oldest daughter. Anyway, all the, once we were in there, and I saw it in Seville Heights, and they had a bottle of Cava Caprina, and they had a little refrigerator, and in it had an ice tray, and she broke it out, and she smashed up the ice, put it in the glass, put the Cava Caprina, and she said, she put a stick of sugar cane, she goes, try this. And it's a Cava Caprina. Whoa, it's good. She goes, don't drink too many of those. This is your first one? No, I think I had one on the airplane. She goes, okay. And so, we talk and talk, and then mother comes in, the father comes in, grandma comes in and hugs me. And they learn, they say in English, you good man. The other kids come in and hug me, you a good man. And then the little kid comes in, and he can speak English. He's like going on and on and on about how excited that he's here. And whatever you want, I'll be your number one man. Number one. And he said, the little kid's like, 4'8", you know. And I look at him, I go, "What's your name?" And he says it in Portuguese, and I go, "I'm going to call you Don." He goes, "You mean like the comic book?" I said, "Yeah, you're going to be Mr. Dondi." Mr. Dondi? I'm a Mr. And he's saying everything in Portuguese to his brother. I'm a Mr. I'm a Mr. You know, I'm Mr. And he's saying, I learned later, you know, when I learned Portuguese, he's calling himself the second in command, Major Domo. And so everyone leaves, and the old lady picks up my, you know, I only have a couple of pieces. Whenever I travel, I'm going to stay someplace. I don't take anything. That's what I need. And she shows up, and the old lady's, you know, the last of all the crew to leave, the grandma. And she grabs my clothes and goes, and I'm thinking, okay, they're going to clean my clothes. They don't need it, but if she wants to do it, fine. So she takes it off. And the girl and I talk a bit. And I said, so, you know, this is, you know, I said, I haven't met, you know, there's that big building on the top, and it's obviously the number thing of this whole place. That's the hospital. That's where people come to get their change. And then below it is, you know, the madame, you know, the Jabba the Hutt person, and she's just a poster child. And her poster children below her is the chief of police and the doctor lawyer. And you're on the fifth rung, right? You're upper middle management. You represent the public. She goes, "How long have you been here?" I said, 8 hours. You see that immediately? I said, yeah, because then I see all the Europeans. They are what I would call Eurotrade. I mean, they got money, but they have no substance. And she's like, and she goes, "I don't know. It's going to be interesting with you here." I said, yeah. You know, I wouldn't even show it up. I didn't think, I'm going to give this not a try. I'm going to do this. How it ends up, I have no expectations, but I'm going to do my best to change this place to the better for you and your folk. And so he shakes my hand. It's a deal. And it was just like out of Casablanca, where Rick and the chief of police, you know, beautiful friendship. We because she kind of had, you know. So, and there were real Nazis. And I said, so I get this really creepy sensation that the guys up in those big crystal buildings up there are Nazis. And she goes, right. And that's the Doctore. The third, you know, second in command doctor, legal doctor, lawyer, lawyer doctor. That's how it's Portuguese. That's what or sir. So anyway, we talk, and then we get a little buzzed. And I had the lawyer give me this nice little thermidor, pocket thermidor of blunts, and I took one out and I said, "You smoke these things?" And she goes, "Oh yes, from the doctor, lawyer, right?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yes, I make these, have these made for him." I said, she goes, "Very." I smoke a few, but you smoke too many of these, you get addicted. I said, "Of course, I'm a man of moderation." So I said, "But tonight's, we are sealing a compact here. So here's one for you. Here's one. We don't smoke all day. We just smoke a little bit. You take the rest with you. Put it back in the thing and smoke a little bit." So I'm all about just smoking a little bit. So we smoke and we have another cup of Caipirinha. So we move out onto the deck and it's beautiful. The sky is, and there's some northern lights and also the southern lights. So the South Pole is just like right over there, like by 4,000 miles. But it's a glimmering kind of something going on there. And the sky, there's no moon, and the stars are like twinkly, twinkly. And this part of town does not have, there's a red light over here and a green light over here, and to come into the docking area, and that's about it. There are a couple of lights up on the main where people high up, and if they weren't illuminated, some boat might crash into it. But everything from that point on, not really illuminated. And so we're sitting there, and it's just unbelievably beautiful. And we're not saying much. And the breeze is nice, so there are no real insects. And the stars, starry night, a few clouds going by. It's just one of those just special evenings that I'm always remember. Right? We're just sitting there. And we've had a great conversation. We've talked about a lot of stuff. It's probably about 1 in the morning. I hadn't slept like, at least a day and a half. And so I said, okay, it's time to go to bed. And so we go on, and she takes out a little bottle, and she pours it into a little glass. She goes, drink this. And it was laudanum. And she goes, this will knock you out like in 20 minutes. And so, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave this little bottle here and this special little glass. Just don't drink anymore except up to that line. And whenever you can't sleep, because sometimes you can't sleep, just that much, boom, don't do it for any other reason. Right? So, okay, thanks. So I get boy, bang, I go to sleep. And I'm asleep in 20 minutes, and I sleep. And so that was probably 1 o'clock in the morning. The lawyer doctor is going to show up. LD is going to show up at 10. So I wake up, and in my bed's facing these big doors and the curtains. And I wake up maybe 8 in the morning, because by that time the sun had risen over here and then kind of gotten a little higher to where it was right in front of those doors, shining. 8 in the morning, that sun shines straight in, right into that bed. So it's like, and I wake up, light hits me, I wake up. So, boom. And I've just had probably the soundest sleep I've ever had. And I wake up to the smell of really amazing coffee. And on the table, there is this tray of a Molina, one of those coffee machines, makers where you put the hot water in and the coffee up here, and then you turn it upside down, and it drips through, and it's like an espresso. Really strong coffee. And his plate has all these amazing fruits cut in the most amazing of ways, right? And really beautiful. And flowers, and then all these sweet pocketed baked. Indians have them, Pakistanians have them. I don't know what they're called, but they're these little, very crisp, very flaky baked things with stuff inside, meats and savory stuff and sweet stuff and fruit. And it's very similar to what the Chinese have in a bun, but the buns are more, Chinese buns are more squishy. These are crisp. Right? So anyway, it's there. I get out, and I look around for the clothes I took off, and they're gone. Right? But there's one of these freestanding things that suits are on. There's a suit there, right? And shoes there, right? And, these pants, and they're just linen pants with silk in them, right? They were like unbelievable, yummy goodness wearing, right? And so I put those on, and they were perfect to my body. So I didn't even, there was no things for a belt or no suspenders and no, squishy things to hold it against my big gut. It just fit me perfect. I put them on and they buttoned. There was no zipper. They buttoned and it had this flap. So, your junk couldn't just, fall out. It's like amazing. It fit perfectly, right? Then I put on this linen shirt that went down to my mid-thigh and had all these buttons, really beautiful pearl buttons. And I put that on. And then there was a vest and a jacket. And I put the vest and the jacket on, and I'm looking at and there was a mirror, full standing mirror next to this thing or that. And I opened up, and in the armoire, there were 4 pants, and there were 4 shirts, and 2 really nice suits. Ah, there you are, sweetheart. Lena. Lena, are you there? Lena. Lena. Yoo-hoo. Lena, where are you? Yoo-hoo. This is excellent. How about you? Speakers on. This is Lana. Lena. Are you there, baby? I'm going to try and call her. Anna. Anna. Are you there? Oh, there you are. Hey, honey bun. Yep, me too. Yeah, there I am. I'm waving. I'm pretty good. I'm back in the woods. I'm at the, elevator music room. My only. There's a little room in this supermarket where you can have your lunch, and they have elevator music. You know elevator music. So that's the background here, and people, what's that music? It's terrible music. Like they complain. And did you ever see the movie Boys from Brazil? Yeah, that's like the Nazis, right? And that was me in Búzios, Brazil. I was in a place that was run by Nazis. I mean, real Nazis. Yeah, I'm hanging. What?
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, it's always okay. I don't worry about anything.
It's just
Don't do that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm all good. You know me. I'm always all good. I mean, things can be trying. Things can be this. Things can be that. But in reality, it always works out okay.
yes, of course.
Yeah. So how are you doing? Yeah.
With all this shit going on.
Well, it is, as my teacher always said to me, all things are as they should be. Meaning, we have no idea really what's going on, but there's this, thing. I mean, let's just say the Ukraine. What's going on in the Ukraine? We have no idea what it is, So it's, and the one thing I can tell you I know is that I know nothing. But what I do know is that whatever we see going on, that is not what's going on.
It's a bully.
Yes, but it's still, Putin is he's just reading a script, Because this is more about him and the Ukraine and NATO. It's more than that, right? It's more than that.
It's the oligarchs.
Right. Yep. So the bottom line is that everyone has to be their best self. And what I see that truly is amazing is how the Ukrainian citizen is being their best self. They're like, they give you inspiration to be your better self. So that is the best thing of this, is that they could be their worst self, but they're not. They're being their better self.
Yes.
So that is the best thing about this. But and then if you come in contact with anybody, and you have, you are not only emotionally connected, you're like almost genetically connected. So have any of the Ukrainian Ukrainian showed up in Sweden yet? Do you speak Ukrainian or Russian?
Tanya, to the front, please, Tanya.
Ukrainians
Lock
related
yourself, please.
Finland.
Okay,
So,
so Finnish.
I can speak those two.
Right.
And Slavic is Slavic.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I mean, like, it's embarrassing with Putin. Putin is also half Jewish.
Right.
And he's going somebody from half Jewish claiming it's Nazi.
Yeah, right.
So now Serbia is going up.
Right.
China is going up.
Yeah.
Yemen is doing that.
Yeah.
Everything is just fucking up. And African tribe here,
Right.
fuck them.
I mean, look what.
They want to claim Europe.
Yeah, right. But I mean, that's just what was on the surface. There's a whole nother thing working on the
Bullshit.
unbelief, because
Of course.
it's not just about Europe. It's about a globalized planet.
I know. I can feel it in my body.
Right, exactly. You know, that's exactly it. And that's really where everyone has to start realizing they have to go to is that gut sensation. Forget about whatever
I know.
anybody tells you on the TV or anything. It's what your gut tells you, right? It's like, yeah.
That's how I see people the best.
Right, exactly.
I follow my gut.
Right, exactly. So,
No matter what the script is.
how is Sweden? The average Swede. How are they dealing with all this?
Well, as I would imagine it, if I would work as a 911 operator, it's
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
And everybody wants, for some fucking reason, get a passport.
Like
I
where?
don't understand why.
Yeah, right. Where are they gonna
I'm
go?
thinking, what the fuck are you, why?
Yes.
But okay, I mean, like, I don't mass panic. And I know damn well the government will not try to do that.
Right.
And also, it's election year here. So everybody's got to show their dicks. I'm sorry, not a dick, but, you know, power.
Yes.
So I'm sorry.
No, you never have to
Um,
say sorry to me, baby.
Okay. But all right. But anyway, so in Sweden right now, I'm thinking I know that Putin war is going on, the nuclear can happen, and I know that asteroids, it's the asteroids in the international spaceship is,
Right.
they're fighting as well,
Right.
and I know that China is fake.
Yes.
So Japan, everything. Taiwan is one I love,
Right.
and Vietnam.
Yep.
I have no respect for them anymore. Just fuck off. And Serbia has woken up with Russia,
Right.
so the Balkans has to wake up.
Well, the thing I feel sorry for is, within a day or two, the Russian people will be disconnected from the rest of the world. They'll have no access to the internet or anything. And they're really being
I
cut.
know.
They're being cut off, and it's going
I
to be
know.
interesting to see what they do, because they know what's going. And
Well,
they've been through this so many times. So, and the same thing
I
with
know what's gonna happen.
Right.
No, I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna happen how it should happen. I told this was my. But as me, I'm nobody.
right.
But a nobody can do everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's gonna happen is that the Russians has to take them apart first.
Right.
The people.
The people. And I don't know if you saw I saw this TV news thing. I don't have TV, but when I can look at the internet, and Putin, the day before he invaded Ukraine, he had everybody in his big room, and he's like 60 feet away, and all the different cabinet heads of the government are sitting there giving their report, and he's like, okay, we're going to attack. And you see the look on their face, and no one wants to do this,
Yeah.
right? And they're like really,
No.
they're like almost, their eyes are closed, their legs are shivering.
Mhm.
They just don't want to even go there.
Except those old motherfuckers.
Yeah, but it's amazing because the guys who are the oligarchs with the money, at a certain point, they're going to get rid of Mr. Putin because he's going to be bad for business. So, and if the people really step up, they can actually, get a country that they want to live in, and it won't take nuclear
Yeah,
war.
well, the people did it before.
Right.
They're gonna do it again.
Yes, exactly. So it's going to be okay. It all, like I said, everything is as it should be, right? And all the rich people and all the people who think they have all the power will not be able. It's like, putting Humpty Dumpty back together again. They won't be able to do it.
It's not gonna work this time.
No. Especially if everyone keeps loving their heart. That's all they got to do is keep
I know.
loving their heart and not. Did you ever see the movie V for V for Vendetta? The one about England and
V for Vendetta.
yeah, that one. And that
V for Victory. Of
right,
course.
right, and the whole
Yeah, my
all
dad
of London.
died in November.
All
I
yes,
came here in November.
right,
November rain.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
so
know.
the folk, in London, they all have their black capes and their masks on, and they're like nose to nose with the
I
army
know.
guys with machine guns, and they have no weapons, but they got a lot of people, and they're just standing there, their masks looking at them, and the general looks at the colonel looks at the major, and major looks at the soldiers, and they go, okay, everyone back to the barracks. Instead of machine gunning everyone, they turn around because they don't want to shoot. All those soldiers see their mom there and their grandma there, and they're not going to kill them. So that's kind of what's going to go down.
Yeah, but you want to know another story?
What?
All right, so everything this Putin,
Right?
Puta means a cunt,
Right?
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 But I have a cunt, I'm not one.
Right? Exactly.
Anyway, so just make that clear.
Yep.
Anyway, so what's going to happen is this. If we think of chess, this is chess
Right.
in a big scale.
Yep.
Right? Right?
Yep.
Common sense. So anyway, this time, this fucking cunt that lied and isolated himself. I mean, you're isolated and you don't do shit.
Right.
Everybody can isolate, but they don't have to be like that.
Exactly.
Everybody can do that, but
Yep.
you don't have to do
Yep.
that. So anyway, innocent. I mean, like those heroes that nobody sees, probably, which is not going to be mentioned in history. So this time, it's going to be mentioned in history.
Yeah.
So the oligarchs is going down,
Yes.
down.
Because they're really not
Down.
standing. They're not standing on anything. None of those people who think they're in power have a foundation underneath them. They're standing on
The
crap.
thing is, they can't do shit anymore.
That's right. That's what I'm
Without
saying.
the people, okay, what the fuck is supposed to, I mean, how should they?
Right.
There is no, they can't. There's not they, we, me, you, the fuck ever.
Yep.
Nobody thinks of nobody. But what makes me a bit,
Makes you a bit what?
Africa. Africa trials that China is buying up. China, nobody should trust that shit.
Well, the thing about China, they are in a very, very weak position because they have like 1.3 billion
I mean,
people.
like, come on already. Well, I mean, like my people have been in a weak position
Right.
all over again.
Right.
Wake up, people! You're a lot of you.
Right. You're a lot of you.
Wake the fuck up.
Yep. Wake the fuck up. Yep. And they are. That is the amazing thing, is that they are waking up. You know?
I don't know about that.
They are. They are. More than historically before. I mean, other times in history, there was a portion of the population seeing what's going on here, and they were trying to figure it out, and then the rug was pulled out. But that's not going to happen this time. It's going to be quite interesting. It's called the unexpected consequence, right? So that's what's so that's my thing. So being back in the woods,
Okay.
I like it. I mean, spring has sprung. You know, it's not, you know, in the evening, yes, you can get down to 40, but it's not going to go down to 20. I mean,
Okay.
you know, 2
How
weekends.
about me sending you cash?
Yeah, we can. Why don't we talk about? Right now. We're doing a live chat, so we're in the middle
Okay,
of
I'm
a live
sorry.
chat. So we'll
But
talk
I'm
about.
not gonna do PayPal.
Yeah. We'll go on that. I'll talk to you off
Fine,
camera
fine.
on that. Right? Yep.
Fine. Fine.
Right. So, anyway, so.
All right.
But you know, when I live in the woods, my expenses kind of
And
go
what kind
down.
of medicines do you need?
Actually, I'm
'Cause I
doing.
can send you that too.
I'm actually doing pretty good. I haven't had my doctor medicines for 4 months, and I just went to my doctor, had blood work and all of that, and my blood pressure is 120 over 60. My blood sugar is 80. My everything. I had my eyes looked at, and everything's doing really good, and I haven't taken any of the big pharma medicines. I've just been very good on my diet. So,
Good.
you know,
Good.
so
I
I'm
know
I'm,
what
I'm
you're
doing
saying.
really well. Nothing hurts. You know, I'm
Good.
not. I'm back in the woods, and so I'm going up and down hills a lot, and I'm not like huffing and puffing. I'm, everything's good. You know, so I'm all
Okay.
good.
But can you just tell me if you need
Oh
some
yes,
medicine?
yeah. No, I'll definitely.
Please do
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
because
yeah.
I will fucking shoot you if you don't.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Please, I beg of
Yeah.
you.
No,
Just
you know me.
fucking
Yes,
tell me
yes,
something.
yes. So is this the time to talk to you? Because I've kind of left you a few.
Oh, okay, fine. I'll hang up. And I'm sorry if I disturbed.
No, you
everybody
don't
else.
disturb. Come on,
Sorry,
Rana.
Mom.
You don't never disturb me. You don't disturb.
No,
But no, I'm trying.
I
No, what
didn't
I'm
mean
saying.
to do something bad.
No. What I'm saying is, when's the best time to get a hold of you? Is this the best time? If I call you around 3 p.m. my time, that's a good time for you.
I'm gonna go to. I mean, like, fuck, I hate. the fog.
What time is it
Uh,
there in where you are right now?
Okay, AM and PM. You still have to explain that to me because I still don't understand.
Oh, you do 24-hour
Okay, so,
time? You do 24-hour time?
Yes.
So
So it's 9.
okay.
9.
So what time is it?
And I'm gonna sleep about 11,
Okay.
12.
So 24-hour time. What time is it there right now with you?
It's 20 before. 22, 3,
Or 22. Okay.
2033.
Yeah. 2,200 hours. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's a good
And
time
I
to?
want to know what kind of medicine, because I know you need some kind of medicine. I want to just, if I can
No,
get it,
no.
please
Like I
fucking
just
tell me.
told you. I haven't taken that medicine, and the medicines that I would take, I can get here
Okay.
for very cheap. Medicine isn't my problem.
Okay.
My car is the problem. My insurance is the problem. My electric bill is a problem, but my medicine ain't a problem. That's not the problem.
Okay, so you just need money.
Yeah.
So I have to help Ukraine. Have to help myself,
We can do
and I
that.
have to the Red Cross
Right.
and everything at the same time.
Right.
It's exhausting.
Yes, I don't worry about it. We like I said, let's not talk about this while the rest of the world is
Okay,
watching.
I'm sorry.
Right. No.
I'm
That's
not
okay.
going to talk honest.
but I'll call you up, and that's why I wanted to know what time's a good time to call. Right. So anyway,
Okay.
I'm actually going to. I'm really, really happy you showed up. And you know,
Always.
my other channel is called Alibaba, and you might go and look at that.
Really, Alibaba.
Alibaba.
Isn't that like
The money guys? No, it's how do I spell it? I don't even know how to spell it. You know, I wish. Anyway, I'm just still learning about all of this. Meaning, because my other laptop that I used to use died, and I had to give it to my
okay.
my computer guy, and he fixed it. And bringing it back kind of put it back at zero, so it's not set to anything except the old way it works. So that's why I'm using both my laptops at the same time. One is on Dreamy Dreamland, and one is on Alibaba. So anyway, you know, as usual, my digital life is confused.
As long this is not a sex shit.
Right.
Because the sex shit, I'll fuck that shit up.
Right. So it's not a problem.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave because I have a few more things to do before I go back to the woods. But I'm really glad you called. I really love you, baby. And so did you get all of? I tried to get a hold of you 3 other
Yes,
times.
Of course. I try to, but I work. I work nights.
Right. I hear you.
And
Okay.
I can't help that. We have different.
So what time do you head to work?
At night, and then I work 14 hours.
So at night, it's when do you go to work? Like 1,400 hours, 1,500 hours? What time do you go to work?
Exactly when I take the bus.
Yeah.
Because I do not take cars anymore.
Right. No, give me a rough what you.
Shit,
What
right
time?
now.
Right.
You complain in America, shouldn't complain here in Sweden.
Oh yeah.
It's fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, what time? 1,100 hours?
All right.
1,400
Tomorrow,
hours?
let's see. I'll do it. I'll wake up when I wake up.
Right.
But I'll go to work at 2020.
2020. Okay.
Yeah. And
So
I'll be
2020
there.
is about
So
2020 is about 8 p.m. Okay, no problem. So okay, that's about any time before then. So like between 1,900 hours and 2020 and 20 hours is a good time to call you, right? Okay. So, okay. Okay, sweetie.
Keep doing your thing, Bobby.
Yep. I'll keep. You know me. I'll keep doing my
rocking
thing.
on.
Yep.
Keep rock.
I'll keep rocking. Yep. I love you,
Yep,
baby.
baby.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Yep.
All
And
right.
the weekend's also probably a good time to talk to you, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Because you're not working.
Okay, bye.
Okay, sweetie. Love you. Bye. Okay, there you go. That's our girl. So here we are on the 2 different channels. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. Well, gang, I hope you like that. That was fun. And the next time I come on, which is who knows, a few days from now, I will again continue with the story of the boys from Brazil. Okay, and our heroes, Dundee, Mr. Dundee, the doctor, the police chief, doctor, and I'll fill you in on more of the folk. I love you guys. Stay well. Boop. So we're going to leave this channel. leave that there. Okay, kids, you stay well. Okay. I'll keep people viewing.